Hey, tiny house and off-grid resources. It's the day after yesterday and I'm sitting on a really low stool. And I'm asking for your help. If you are a mycologist of any level, if you've been involved in growing mushrooms for a long time, a short time, or even if it's just something that you've been interested in, I need your help. I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money refurbishing a building that was gifted to me. The use of was gifted to me, and I've turned it into my mushroom growing facility. The laboratory here shares the same room as the grow space, which is over behind you, and over my shoulder here there's the fruiting room. Between the two I've got a reasonably sophisticated air transfer system that controls the humidity, the CO2 content and the temperature. I've built myself a Lamington flow hood. Why is it called a Lamington flow hood? Well, obviously because the air that comes out is in layers like a Lamington. Yeah, it's homemade, but it seems to be working well. It's fully adjustable. I can wind up and wind down the airflow. The airflow comes through two HEPA filters on the other side of this wall, comes through the system and then passes out through this third HEPA filter, so you'd think that it would be filtering the bugs out. But the reason behind this video is I need help. I really do. I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money, and I've done no paying work this year while I've attended to other things that needed attending to. I've been living off my savings. I live a very simple, meager lifestyle, but even that is now getting really tough. So I've got to get the mushrooms producing. But this massive contamination problem that I've had now for the last 4 months, 5 months since I actually started, just doesn't seem to be abating. And I want to go through what I'm doing, and hopefully somebody will be able to pick up where I'm going wrong and help me out. Now, the first thing is I'm using what we call methylated spirits here in New Zealand. In America, it's called denatured alcohol. The reason I'm using this is because isopropyl alcohol is a hell of a price here in New Zealand. Meths is still reasonably expensive. I've tried using it neat 100%. I've now watered it down with 30% water in an attempt to slow down its evaporation and leave it on the surface for longer. In addition to that, I'm using a proprietary spray. Hang on. This proprietary spray made by Whiteley is called ViraClean. It's for hospitals, veterinarians, for dirty conditions. It's a wash and a wipe for hard surfaces, and I use that on everything that I don't use the meths on. I flame sterilize my blade when I'm doing transfers. I've got a 24-litre pressure cooker which I do all of my grain in, and also my agar. Pour my own agar dishes. I sterilize my agar plates first of all with a good hot soapy wash. Then I spray them with the methylated spirits. After that, I put them into a sanitized cardboard box and I blow ozonated air through it. So that's 3 forms of sterilization. The agar itself goes through a 40-minute boil in the pressure cooker. I'm having condensation problems when I pour it into the plates. I'm trying to now pour it colder and colder and colder to eliminate the condensation. One of the problems here, New Zealand is a country of high humidity. Because we're narrow, we get the moisture from 2 oceans, and we seldom drop below 55% humidity. The average seems to be more like 70% humidity. that could be an issue. Some of what I'm going to show you on these plates is definitely bacteria. Some of it may just be discoloration from condensation. I don't know enough about it. This is why I need your help. My future depends on this. I've got no money. I've got to get some money fast because I've got a whole lot of health problems that need dealing with. My teeth are in a terrible state. I've had a long-term issue with my gums, and I'm needing to go and get myself sorted. It's going to cost tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm not the only one. All three of us have got issues with our teeth. So I'm going to bring you over here, give you a scan through these plates, and hopefully you can identify some of what's going on. Hang on a minute. Whizzz. There we go. Right. Now, for example, you can see on these two back ones, we've got a little bit of condensation here and here. These two have no condensation. Down on the front row, this one has heavy condensation. And what I'm wondering is, and these ones here have all had condensation, but because I've left them open, it's breathed out. Now I'm wondering if this tide line here and this milkiness caused around here on most of them is caused by water contamination, and it's not actually a bacteria. I suspect that this green is trichoderma, which is the most common one that I'm picking up, but then I'm also picking up a white one. Now here's evidence of the white one. Sometimes it grows in a perfectly round blob like the tricho does. Other times it seems to be spreading out from the edges of what I'm thinking are these water stains. I really don't know. I'm sanitizing everything 2 to 3 times. The building itself is getting sanitized once a week, even though I'm doing hardly anything in here. I haven't grown a single mushroom yet. I haven't got spores dropping anywhere, so there's no spore residue to clean up. This is all bacteria. Now the building was a rat-infested shithole. Technical term that you might not be familiar with, but it's something that when you leave an old building for a long time on wasteland, anything can move in. We've had wild birds, rats, all sorts of things have been nesting and living in there. It's been damp. It's just a damp, cold concrete building that had a leaky roof. So I've spent a lot of time cleaning it, insulating it, and repurposing it into what you see here. I've got my system going on here, the control system. You can see that I'm monitoring the CO2 level, the humidity level, the temperature. The airflow is controlled with this unit here. Whenever the far room through here gets too warm, it pumps cool air from outside, and if it gets too dry, it adds moisture. All of that is taken care of. The problem I'm getting is contamination in my plates. But as well as contamination in my plates, it's also quite often transferring into my grains. And from my grains, there have been occasions when I'm also getting contamination transfer to my grow out bags. No problem at the moment. These are all actually growing slowly but clean. I can't seem to pick up at which stage it's more prevalent, or which room is causing it, or which device is causing it. I'm suspecting myself. Now I shower daily. I change my clothes before I work in here. I spray myself down liberally. I wear a mask. I think I'm doing everything right. just not getting mushrooms. So please, if you want to see continuing videos from the channel, if you'd love to help out a mate on the other side of the world, please get your fingers working on that keyboard, get down below, give me some clues, please help me out of this mess. I've spent a fortune, I've spent 6 months on this, and I need your help. If you like to recycle, restore, repair, rebuild, this is the channel to keep an eye on. Do consider subscribing. I get a small income from the channel that keeps me going. I'd love to see that grow, then I can do more on the channel. But the algorithms really are working against me. It's a niche sort of a subject, this off-grid lifestyle, so we're never going to be trending now on YouTube. And I don't use social media. Not being able to use social media means that I can't get these videos out there. I'd really appreciate if you were to share some of my videos on social media. Trust me, it'll make a world of difference to me. And I'd appreciate you so much if you could do that. So I'm going to be putting out a hopes and wishes video over the next few days as we get ready for 2024. 2024 is going to be so exciting, much like this year was, but even more so. So let's crack into it. I don't want to sit down and start feeling sorry for myself. I want to keep forging ahead, but I really do need your help.